Hey, this is Luke with Salt Strong out testing a new lure. I have Insider Club member Mike over here from the east coast of Florida, and he actually makes his own lure and has been catching a ton of big snook and tarpon on the east coast. So we have him over here on the west coast of Florida, and we're gonna go target some mangroves. We have a really already high tide, and it's getting higher, so we're gonna have to call them out of the trees, but we're gonna go check out some spots and see what we can get to hit this custom lure and fish on during the intro. Wow, now that's a start. Looks like we might be on board with the trout. Yep, yeah, so Mike doesn't have many trout over in his area, and he was talking about how he was hoping to get to some trout. There we are. Off to a solid start. So perfect. Mike's going with a different color. So you got the chartreuse. Yeah, it looks pretty solid. So it is already proven to work before I've even made my first cast. So we'll see if we can get some red, snook, trout, and whatever else we come across. We'll keep you posted. There we are. Oop, that sounds snooky. Or big trout. One to two. I think this is a nice trout. Thing was hanging out with that school of mullet. Skinny guy, but it sucked it down. All right, spot number one, success. Few trout, and of course some ladyfish. Now we'll go on to spot number two. So the first part of this trip, I was using this lure like a topwater plug. I was basically twitching it like a topwater plug, walking the dog, and it just barely goes on the surface. Fish on. There we go. There's a snook. Came out right from that little tree. Saw a little snook. Oh, fish on. There we are. Okay, that came pretty far away from the trees. There we are, got him. Right on the point. There we are, another snook. So the bite started slowing down, and I just wanted to take a moment to show you what I was using to find spots. It's the Smart Fishing Spots platform. Most of the areas we fished this day are areas that neither of us have ever fished, and here's how they were located. All right, so how I'm checking spots today, I'm just using Smart Fishing Spots and looking for the oysters. And in general, find a place with oysters, mangroves, and seagrass. This island qualifies for all three, and the island right behind it. So that's what we're gonna fish. So far, it has worked for all the prior spots. Let's check this one. It's funny, I've been here for so many years, I've never fished this island. This is like the perfect situation. Good current.
Yeah, this one does look like a little.
Yeah. There's bait all around it. Yeah, with the oysters. Yeah, this has, ooh, something just boiled out. That might have been a red. It didn't come all the way to the surface. There's gonna be some fish around at least one of these two islands here that'll commit. Oh, there we are. Ah, lady. It is a trout. Yep. All right, still 100% on using Smart Spots to find these active zones. Another fish on the board after missing a couple other strikes. So at this point, I realized that the best action was happening the further down the lure would get. So I was doing a little bit faster retrieve just so that lure would dive down a little bit deeper. That's what caught the trout before. And here is the next strike doing this retrieve. Oh, there we are. That's a better fish there. This could be our redfish. Yeah, I think here's our red. Nice. We got the slam. The simple strategy of using Smart Spots, find the oysters. That oyster layer is awesome. It was showing that oysters were right on this point. I've never fished here before, and immediately started catching fish while testing out this prototype lure. Pretty cool. There we are. All right, we fished that oyster zone. Let's find another one. Caught a red, a trout, and I missed a couple other fish that I think were small snook. So oysters have been the ticket. All right, let's go try to find another good spot. All right, so this one's showing a handful of oysters out here. All right, cool. Yeah, it's crazy. I've never fished this area before. I've fished this place for years. So unfortunately, my GoPro decided to stop working at this last spot because Mike caught the best catch of the day here. It was a solid trout. The good news is I at least had a picture of my camera. I took a quick pic of it, so at least have proof. But Mike, so sorry that we didn't get the footage of that trout. I think put up a great fight. And just what a fun catch. Shortly after that, we had to head back in, but what a fun day. I had a great time exploring some new waters with Mike. It was just so much fun to see a handmade lure work like that. Really awesome, and just again, more proof of just how important it is about spot selection. Even though we are using this type of lure, which is essentially a top water that dives down just a little bit, on clear days like this, especially once the sun's up, that's usually not going to be the best actual lure to get the most action. However, this still got some great results, and a big part of that was spot selection. And in this case, it was all about finding those oyster bars, and this Smart Fishing Spots platform was a total game changer. So for you Insider Club members, make sure to utilize this platform. You can access it on your phone on the water, also for pre-trip planning. I use it for pre-trip planning and on the water. It of course has normal satellite maps like everywhere. However, this one has 3 different maps, so just quickly go through, find the one with the most clarity. That way you have a bird's eye view. And then where the real magic happens is the oyster layer. We now have oysters loaded for the entire southeast, Florida, all the way to Texas, and then up to the Carolinas, and even beyond, where now you have like a bird's eye view with oyster vision. And also there's a seagrass layer as well. So areas that have seagrass, you can use that. And again, total game changer. This is by far the biggest improvement I've had in my life as far as just going out and catching more fish more efficiently. So I'll put a link down below where you can see exactly how to use that. For non-insiders, if you're not an insider and you're watching this, highly recommend giving the club a try. You have nothing to lose. There's a 100% satisfaction guarantee. And when you do join, you'll get full access to this platform, which is amazing. We have Smart Fishing Spots, which does all the things I was talking about, plus some extras. Also, we have Smart Fishing Tides, where you can see exactly what the tide's doing throughout the entire day. Most importantly is it predicts when the best bite is going to be. It predicts the best days to fish, and also throughout the day you'll have a chart that shows when the feeding activity is going to be at its best and when it's not going to be not quite so good, so that you can just maximize your valuable time out on the water. As far as equipment too, another benefit of joining the club is all this equipment that we use, you can have great savings. And since we're talking about equipment, I'll just go through it. I was using the slot machine rod, which is by far the best performing inshore rod I've ever used. This is a great medium power rod, all purpose. It's 7/6, medium power, fast action. The reel is the BG-MQ 2500. I had 10-pound braid on here with a 20-pound mono leader, and then I had a 30-pound mono bite tippet. Just the last 8 inches was 30 pounds, just to make sure, in case the big snook came and ate, I didn't want to lose the valuable plug on a snook. And as far as member savings goes, so this rod, you actually get $100 off if you're an Insider Club member. Huge value there. Obviously, it pays for the entire year of membership. As for reels, for Insider Club members now, you get free line plus the spooling of the line, and we'll ship it to you free of charge. So all you do, add this to your cart, just buy the reel, we'll load line up for you, ship it to you, and all that, again, is just a benefit of being an Insider Club member. And so for everything I mentioned in this video, I'll put links down below for your convenience. So all the gear will be there. And again, for non-members, we'll have a big join now. And as soon as you join, again, you have access to all the software, plus the discounts, plus many thousands of helpful reports that we've posted in the past. And also curious about your thoughts on us trying to work with Mike to produce some lures. He's doing these by hand right now, which is very impressive, just takes a long time and very difficult to do. And so again, we might try to team up with him if there's interest to add this lure to the arsenal of lures that we offer. But anyhow, thank you so much for your time and watching. Any questions at all, comment down below. As always, just love to hear from you. Otherwise, have a great day, and we hope to see you again soon.